Hello, my lovely wishes. How are you this morning? Welcome if you're new, welcome if you're not. Just as always, super happy to have you here. It's a Sunday morning for me. It'll be a Monday morning for you. I'm just kind of chilling here in my happy place, and we are going to do the Q&A video. So I'm going to keep an eye on the time. Actually, Alexa is going to keep the eye on the time for me. Because there are way more questions than I expected. I honestly I didn't expect this. So I'm going to go for 15 minutes, and if there's still some questions left, I'm going to break it off, and then we'll do a Q&A number 2 tomorrow, so that you're not bored out of your mind in, you know, one long amount of time. So let's get started. And I'm just taking them as there's no order. As I saw them, I just put them on the paper, and no order. So the first one is from Laura. How long have you been quilting? She has several questions. So I'm going to say like 2.5 years about. But I've been sewing a lot longer than that. So do you have a favorite quilt you have made? The Northwoods quilt with the Minky on the back, the one that's kind of brown and aqua, and it's the Minky. It's the Minky because it's so cuddly, and that is an awesome nap blanket. Do you have a fun way to store your quilted projects? I have a large zippered, when I say large, I mean like large zippered cloth. It's like fake cloth. Container with handles on each side that I got on Amazon. And if you want, or if you're curious, put in the comments, and I'll link to it. And I just put them in there and then zip it up, and it keeps them dust free. My grandmother's vintage quilt I have in acid-free paper and in a archival box, because I want to make sure that one stays beautiful for the next legacy to enjoy it. How many quilt projects do you have going on at once? Oh my. I try to just do one at a time. I'm a finish it kind of girl. Once you start with a project, let's get it done. But this time of the year, when there are projects for the channel, and there's projects for presents, and I probably have 4 going on right now. But in general, I'm a start the project and get it done kind of girl. So family of 5, I love that family of 5. Hello, family of 5. I'm curious about your 5. Please provide options on sewing machines. I'm looking to replace my narrow throat Singer. I want a simple machine that is able to piece and quilt. I am not the right person to ask this question. Although I will say that I have a brother, let me see, it's a pacemaker. It's on the floor over here because Juki has returned. And it still has a problem, but we'll get to that. And it will not die. It does not have a super wide throat, but it's got enough space. Let me see if I can. No, it's too heavy to lift. And it's old. It's like maybe 6 or 7 years old. It's really old. But brand wise, I would have to say, in my experience, the brother has, this thing refuses to die. I mean, it is a good workhorse of a machine. My Juki, which I have had for about 18 months, has a super wide plate. It is, shoot, I forget, wait, I can tell you this. It's an HZL NX7, and it is awesome. It is an awesome machine. It is ungodly expensive. Well, I think it was like $3,000. as long as it's working. And mine seems to be some kind of a sensor issue. Right now it thinks I have the only straight plate on it, and so it won't zigzag or do anything. So it's something's still not right on it. But from all I have heard, I would get it. Jukis are excellent. So, but you know, you ask anybody and they're going to tell you. I have another friend who a Janome can't go wrong with a Janome. My best advice would be, whatever machine you decide to buy, you buy it from a place where you can take it back to have it serviced or fixed. Because I thought I was doing that with my Juki, because we've got a local, they're technically Brother Bernina Janome maybe, but they'll take like any machine. And so even before I bought this machine, I called and asked them, I'm getting a Juki, do you think, you know, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was a problem. So buy it from somebody who really knows what they're doing and can service it for you without hassle. Because boy, do I know hassle. This is from Deidre and Lynn. How and why did you start your channel? A couple of years ago, a really cute quilt shop opened in Rockton, which is close to where I live. And it was called the Brass Octopus, and I am a crazy for an octopus. That's a whole story for another day. But I thought, what the heck, I'm just gonna go in, and I became friends with the owner, and she was starting up a monthly box situation, or more like a monthly fat quarter bundle that you could get. And she asked me if I would do videos like Facebook Lives, or I don't even remember how we started it, but to show those off. And then sometimes I would do a project with fat quarters to kind of give you an idea of what to do. So that's how it started. And it was really a big deal for me because, as I previously mentioned, I don't do camera. I don't think I take, you know, the idea of being on a camera or having people, it's a self-confidence thing. So anyway, I started doing that and realized that I can do this. I can do this. And that maybe somebody would want to listen to my quirky self. So that, unfortunately, that shop could not handle the COVID. It just couldn't make it. So once they did not need me any longer for that, I just decided, well, I'm already doing it. Why don't I just keep doing it? And that's it. Is it Aviva? Aviva, you and I'm starting to get, yeah, I love your comments. What's for dinner? No idea. No idea. I am the worst. The worst. If I could get rid of one chore, it would be meal planning. Yuck. I just hate it. So I'm sorry. I don't know what's for dinner. In fact, tonight I don't know what's for dinner for the next week. I'll figure it out later. Little Lulu, do you have a quilting budget? Before I started the channel, I did have a quilting budget. I can't tell you that I ever stuck to it, but I did. But now that the channel is making money, I funnel the money that I make from YouTube back into the channel, so I can pay for the boxes and some fabrics from that income. I haven't risen quite far enough in the ranks yet to make enough for it to, you know, cover all of my needs, wants, because sometimes you just can't say no, you know. So and how many table runners have you made, and can you show them to us? Oh, that was Saturday's video. I believe I have made maybe 20. Yeah, I do love a table ornament. Judy, where do you live? I live in Machesney Park, Illinois. It is in northern Illinois. Like, I could drive maybe 8 miles north and I'd be in Wisconsin. We're about 60 miles northwest of Chicago. Rockford is the closest. Well, actually, we're like a suburb of Rockford. Like, Rockford's big enough to have suburbs, but anyway, it's Machesney Park is a connection of Rockford. So that's where I live. Sue, what is the story behind, by the way, Sue, the name Dandelion Stitches, and what is it about dandelions that you love? I've always wondered because you say you are not a fan of the color yellow. And I'm not. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But yeah. So, okay. This is probably going to be the one that takes me the longest to answer, but it deserves a good answer. My mother was all about the dandelion. And growing up, I never really understood why. But dandelions were her boy. For the first dandelion of the season, she was right out there. Look at that, we've got dandelions. And as a child, I remember picking just handfuls of dandelions for her because it would just make her so happy. And as I got older and I started to learn and understand that dandelions have such an important part of our ecosystem and all the great things that dandelions do, you know, I started to kind of get on the dandelion bandwagon. Hang on a second. Still hacking, sorry. And it became sort of, you know, I wasn't to the extent that she was, but, you know, I really did love the dandelions. And then she died. And at her funeral, no one sent flowers. Anyway, and no one that came to the funeral. Everyone brought a bouquet of dandelions. She died in April. And so the dandelions were just popping out, and the visitation and funeral area were just amazingly beautiful with dandelions, all as a tribute to her. And that was it. If I could do one thing that would bring my mother's legacy on and on and on, it will be the dandelion. And my children understand the dandelion, and my grandchildren, at least 2 of them anyway, get the dandelion, and it will forever and ever be my symbol of my mother. And every time I see that first dandelion, it's like she's saying hello, welcome, spring's here. She loves spring. Spring was her favorite. Is not mine, but so that's about why the dandelion. And when we got our dog, or when we went to meet our dog, she was the only light colored one in the pack, and she looked like a poof of a dandelion. And so why not name her Dandelion? Aren't gonna find any other dogs named Dandelion. So that's the story of why I love dandelions, because it makes me feel connected to my mother. So, Martha, so are you retired now? I saw that video you posted. If you don't mind me asking this, what did you retire from? I'm really not, I did not have a career, so to speak. I didn't go to college. I didn't graduate high school till I was 30. I got pregnant in high school in my sophomore year. And that baby was born with a bunch of problems. She has cerebral palsy, microcephaly. I mean, she's epileptic. It just goes on and on and on. And so I went from being a 16-year-old introverted girl to a mom of a special needs child. And so I could not go back to school. And I grew up like super fast, and I mothered her. And I did, at the age of, I believe, 30? No, no, a little older, maybe 35. I did get my high school diploma. It was not the closest high school to us was doing a program called an external diploma. And I actually got a diploma from a high school. So that was awesome. But I did audit some classes, but I have not actually gone to college. But the answer to the question that you're looking for, and I'm going all around it, is I worked in a library for 15 years. I was head of circulation, and it was the best job ever. But, you know, all good things come to an end. And since then, I have worked in a yarn store, a fabric store, and a fair trade store. And now I'm done working. Now I'm working for you on YouTube. So that is that. Sue Fisher, when quilting a quilt or runner, what do you use to mark your fabric? Do you have a favorite? Okay, we'll just go one at a time. When quilting a quilt or runner, what do you use to mark your fabric? A friction pen. I also have this thingamajigger. It's like, it acts like soap, actually, kind of. And you can sharpen it. And that works pretty good too. It just kind of melts off with the iron. So it isn't like it puts color onto it. It's like soap. That's all I can think of. That's what my sister uses, is soap. She saves her bars until they become really thin and they get a real thin edge on them, and that's what she uses. But I love a friction pen, and I've never had anything, I've never had the color come back or anything weird like that. Do you have a favorite pattern? Well, mini brick road for table runners. Otherwise, no, I don't. I don't have a go-to. There's just so many, you know. Do you make a pattern once and then usually not again? Yes, usually once. The pattern that I used for the quilt with the Mickey on the back of it, the Northwoods quilt, I could see myself doing that one again. That one was quick and easy, and it's turned out good. What are the smallest scraps you save? I would say probably 2-inch squares, maybe. Maybe a little smaller. If you had asked me this question before I did any kind of foundation paper piecing, I would have said big, you know. But now that I've done foundation paper piecing, really, any little piece, you just never know. You just never know. And Brenda over at Conquering Mount Scrapmore, she has crumbs, like she calls them fabric crumbs, and she uses the teeny tiniest little crumbs imaginable. And so there's that. Okay, kids, we're up to about 18 minutes. And so I'm going to end this video here, and then I will start a new video that I will do tomorrow. So thanks for all the questions. And I'm sorry, I get a little wordy sometimes. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.